All right, welcome, Master Puppies HQ. Just rocked up with the dogs for daycare. They're out there having a fat time. We're getting the day started. I've had a couple of cancellations today, which is, pretty normal.
Filled with Quinn though, the new little pup.
Yes, exactly. So we've got a new little pup out there, sorry. I've only just sort of given her a little scratch on the head, so I haven't really met her yet, but looking forward to meeting her a little bit later.
She's got a good toy drive already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool, good toy drive. So very trainable. So looking forward to seeing what her future holds. Today we have a very special guest and a good friend of mine that I used to be in the army with. So introducing
Step into frame, mate.
Sam Cheeseman. So Sam, again, he used to work at 2 Commando with us at the Special Forces Military Working Dog cell. So Sam used to be the dog liaison officer, which helped us train all the dogs and helped develop all the dogs coming through. He was there for many years and worked lots and lots of dogs, more than me, Yeah, he worked a lot more dogs than me, and probably the best decoy or helper that I've met. So very knowledgeable. Very experienced in that area, and especially with some of the very professional dogs that we've worked with, some of the best dogs that you'll ever meet and that you could probably ever work with. He has developed them and trained them.
Good man.
And alongside me as well. but
I can't give him all the credit.
How's your business going?
Good. So
what is your business?
Imperium Canine. Started out with doggy daycare, sort of board and train sort of systems.
Where are you based?
Based in Albury, Wodonga area now. Was in Sydney for 5 years or so. Moved down to Albury, Wodonga this January. So starting back up again, doing lots of one-on-one stuff, behaviour modification. Also starting to do more of the protection side of the house and starting to develop that sort of the business as well. So.
Awesome. Having fun with it?
So far, so good.
Yep.
It's what started out as a little hobby is now taking over a lot of my life. So
So is it just you? You got a team or?
No, it's just me at the moment. It's a bit more personal, a bit more one-on-one. I can make sure I really capture the content I'm trying to create and the information, get it across as deliberate as I can. So far, just running that.
Hell yeah.
It's a full-time job in itself.
Especially
protection dogs and people wanting to do that sort of stuff.
Bit more
obviously, it might be just because of our logo, but we get multiple calls every single week. I want to do protection work with my dog and do security and blah, 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 blah. Do you realise how hard it is and how long of a process this is?
Hours involved.
And you're probably not going to be able to take your dog down the street anymore or take your dog to a cafe because now they're going to be suspect of everyone, blah, 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 blah. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that. Yeah, it looks cool. So
bloody Instagram,
yeah, bloody John Wick.
Feel like that.
Actually, I saw John Wick 4 the other day and the dogs in it was pretty sick.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
But, even those dogs, they took years to get to that standard.
Yeah.
Like, how long does it take us to develop a dog?
Yeah, very long time.
We can do it a little bit quicker than a lot of people because we're working them all the time.
Yeah.
And that's obviously our job. But for a normal person to get their dog to a standard like that, years and years and years. Yeah. How long did it take Bart? Like he always says, takes him about 3 years to get his dog to like a sports dog level.
Yeah, competition level.
Yeah,
Nuts.
3 years. So have you got 3 years to train your dog to that standard? Probably not.
Don't give us a call.
Probably
Still don't give us a call.
Trust me, exactly. Yeah, so just think about it. If you want to buy a working dog breed and you want to do protection, it's harder than you think. It's not as easy as you think it is. And even scent work, that sort of stuff, it's a very long process. Don't just do 4 sessions and you know how to do it. It takes a very long time to get your handling skills down, to teach the dog what they need to understand and smell out and all that sort of stuff. So you can't rush these things. It always just depends on the dog. And like I always say, you might buy a bloody Malinois and they're not going to be that standard anyway. They're not going to be doing protection work. They might be a little coward dog and put their tail between their legs and take their backward steps. So even if you want to do protection work, you might not have the dog for it as well, right? So you need to handpick these dogs. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you're probably not going to get, the dog for that job. So we did a pretty good job. We had a litter of Malinois cross shepherds a long time ago. And they did pretty well. We got, how many qualified? 2 out of that?
Yeah.
We got 3 or 2.
How big's the litter?
It was a litter of 11.
Yeah.
We took 3, and then 2 got qualified.
Is that pretty
and then
standard or
we
is
passed
that high?
Well, I mean,
It's not too bad.
Not
Considering
too bad.
The amount of males that were in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
They're not just your normal everyday dog or everyday Malinois, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So they're handpicked, they're under scrutiny every single day of their life with us. If we see them slipping, we've got to go, hey guys, we're going to either get that dog back up to where we want it to, or it's time to go.
Yeah, sick.
So I always said they've either got it or they don't.
Yes,
You know, so
yes.
we've worked with many dogs on that in the past, where we've been told, this dog's really good, and then we have it for one day and we're like, nah, we don't want it. So
Trash.
Standards.
yeah, exactly. We've got very, very high standards. So, but yeah, we had that litter, so 3 that we kept, 2 got qualified, and 1's now retired out of those 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and the other one, can't mention their names, OPSEC, but the other one's still working.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just say T and M.
Yeah.
All right, so M is now retired and he's living his best life, I think, a couple of hours away from here. So we should try and do a little video and go see him.
Yeah,
That'd be really cool. And
He'd
just
love
have a bit of a
that
chat.
too.
Yeah.
He'd love
So, and I'd be definitely keen to see that dog because again, myself and Cheesy, we were very close in the upbringing of these dogs and getting these dogs to a standard and developing them to where we wanted to when we wanted them. So it'd be very exciting to see that dog.
Definitely.
I miss those dogs so much. A little place in my heart with those guys because I mean the amount of hours that especially Sam
it's
has
a
put into
family
these
almost.
dogs, and I even got to name one of them, but he didn't pass.
Maybe that's why I didn't
He's
follow.
still in service.
He's still in service.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
still in service. So I got to name this dog, and I did help deliver him as
Oh,
well.
wow.
Yeah. And I called him Chainsaw, and
Chainsaw
even though I got a lot of crap off all the boys over that, but the name was actually from a really good friend of mine. His dog's name was Chainsaw, and I thought it was the coolest name ever. And his dog passed away, so I did it in memory of that dog. But unfortunately, he didn't become an SF attack dog. He was okay, but not not at the standard that we really wanted him. Where is he now these days?
I believe he's a RAF dog somewhere in the system.
Yeah, so he's around. I think I see pictures of him every now and again on the websites, on military and Instagram and stuff like that. So Sam is later on in the year going to be doing some seminars. Tell us about that.
Hoping to run some seminars myself and then also bring out some other trainers from overseas and the like, potentially host them here at the Master of Puppies HQ.
Ooh.
So we'll see how we go. So stay tuned for that. There'll be more details coming out, but it'll be everything from bite work and protection work to maybe some behaviour modification stuff, and then maybe some other more in-depth terminology and like dog sciencey sort of stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
awesome.
So,
We're all about that stuff,
we'll see how we go.
Yep. So we're always trying to better ourselves,
100%.
not just our dogs, but our own knowledge and handling skills working with dogs. So like Sam said, we're going to try and get him out, or he's going to try and do something here later on in the year, which I was going to hit him up anyway to see if he could come do one and do a little seminar on a few things. But we're also thinking about getting a few other
Open to
people
the
on
public,
throughout
or is
the
that
year.
just...
It will definitely be open to the public.
Yes, okay.
You obviously will have to pay for that.
Limited
like
spots?
any seminar, you definitely will have to book in these tickets because we've only got so much room here, and these things definitely fill out pretty quickly because they are very popular, especially the people that we're getting down, the knowledge and the experience that they have as well. So, what are we going to do today? So we hear Sam has a brand new bite suit that he's just taking the tags off.
Stop it.
Yeah, let's break it
So what
in.
have you got that for?
So I bought it initially because obviously every good trainer needs a bite suit if they're doing that sort of work. So the plan is to use it for a bunch of different things. It's a competition style bite suit. It's a PSA cut style. So brought it up here today. Hopefully we'll break it in. First ever dog to be on it.
And what is PSA if people didn't know?
So
For all the noobs out there.
yeah. So it's an American dog sport. You can look it up on heaps of YouTube and videos and stuff like that. It's very slowly growing in Australia. So Protection Sports Association. I recommend everyone to get into it as a starting point if they're looking to do any sort of.
And how would they get into
dog
it if
sport.
they want to?
So in Australia, there's a couple of clubs at the moment. Iron Fist PSA is down in Sydney at the moment. That's probably the best bet if you're down that way. Up in Queensland at the moment, I believe there's a club getting off the ground, but it's still very slow, very small. So we're going to have to look into that a bit more. But check it out online and on the websites and things like that. So that's the closest clubs.
And the first dog that will be biting this bite suit today will be my dog.
Dude.
He's not
Daily.
Dude Daily. Check him out on YouTube.
This will go up on his channel.
Yes, it will.
So yeah, we'll cut the bite footage on his. So if you want it, go over there.
So Dude, as you may know, he's not a bite dog. He has bitten a bite suit before, but he's not great at it because I don't do enough of it. A little story with that, we did test him, or I did test him a little while ago with one of our friends at Jack That Kennels. We did some agitation work with him. I just wanted to see how he would go, see if he would hold his own, see if he would take a backward step.
Was he a coward?
And see if he was a coward. Dude, Daly was not a coward, and I was very happy. I was so happy, and I think I've even got some footage, so it's definitely on our Instagram somewhere, but I'll try and bring it out. But he did pretty well. And agitation is just pretty much just tying a dog to the pole, agitating them, trying to bring out some drives in them.
On the bungee, hey?
Exactly right, and the bungee back tie that you've seen in previous videos, and just getting the decoy to work the dog and put him into different drives and just to see how he would go. The decoy himself, or the handler, whatever you want to call it. I just say decoy. I'm just used to saying decoy. I know everyone says handler, but I always say decoy since I've been in the army. He didn't have a bite suit on, so he doesn't get bit. It's just about agitating that dog. But today we will be putting him in a bite suit. So Sam, one of the best decoys, handlers out there, and just working him just a little bit. But when we did some agitation work with Dude in the past, and this is why I recommend probably not to do it. If you're only wanting your dog to do this for protection, if you're doing it for sports, different story. But we did some agitation work with Dude, and he did really good. The guy came out in a hoodie and all this sort of stuff. The next day, someone rocked up at the property really early to do a training session, and it was cold, winter, in a hoodie, and Dude ran around the corner and bailed him up. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to be doing that again because I don't want my dog ever rushing people and potentially biting them. So that was the first and only time that he's really done the agitation work, which I won't do again. But biting the suit is a little bit different than that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I guess they get conditioned to seeing.
Exactly, they see the suit and they know what they have.
It's
what they have to do.
just lucky you're a dog trainer. It's not just a pet dog out in the real world. Yeah.
Exactly. And Dude's not much of a working dog.
Nah, he drives.
He's definitely a home dog, but he definitely still has some drive and still likes biting things.
Yeah.
Where some of his brothers and sisters are in the working dog sort of world, but I picked him. I picked that dog specifically because he wasn't as high drive as those dogs. I mean, I can talk about all day picking dogs and all that sort of stuff, and I'm sure Sam can as well.
Different video for Dude's channel.
We can definitely do a bit of a video for that and how I picked Dude and the questions that I ask, because a lot of people don't know what they have to ask. They just generally, I like that dog, he looks good. Oh, I just want a boy. Yeah, and they don't ask, the questions that you should be asking, when you're getting those sort of dogs. He's not too bad in the bite suit.
We'll see.
I mean, he's not great.
We'll see.
He's definitely not great, but he does love to do it.
Yeah, cool.
So we'll have a little bit of fun with it today, nothing serious, and then take it off, and then Sam will give him a bloody hug, and you'll see that it's not teaching our dog to be aggressive like some people think it is.
On and off.
It's exactly. So Dude definitely has clarity, and he'll be able to turn that off anyway. Yeah. But we're not going to be doing any of that agitation sort of stuff anyway. So. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll go grab it, get it done. Surprised me last night. Yep.
Who's the little puppy?
Oh yeah, that's Quinn.
Yeah, that's Quinn.
So she's 8 weeks old. She arrived yesterday.
Go away.
So Emma, that's behind you, she's one of the trainers. She just got her because she's got the Maremma. He's good, but obviously Maremmas aren't made for obedience, stuff like that. Yes, bring the baby in.
All right, here we go.
She's had a real big journey the last couple of days.
So how old is she now?
She's just over 8 weeks. So she arrived all the way down from Cairns yesterday. She's had a really, really big drive.
She went to the vet on Thursday.
She got a few little ups and bumps on her, but she's showing a lot of promise. She's feisty.
Yeah, great little temperament on her, isn't she?
She's confident. full of sass.
Yep, just like most cattle dogs.
And the opposite of Maremma's, which is what we wanted.
Yeah,
Be brave for going to cattle.
Bloody oath.
So how many days have you had a foot out?
Not even 24 hours. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got dropped off to me 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, okay.
So it's her first official day out and about. So
Yep.
lucky girl.
Settling nicely with all the dogs.
She's like, unhand me, human.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Our first girl.
conditioned quickly. I know there'll be a few thoughts watching this right now with a new puppy around older dogs and not having all their vaccinations. Where all these dogs that come here are always up to date because we make sure that we are on top of it. Obviously keeping a very close eye on all the dogs around. Obviously a very young dog like this. But I know there's a lot of vets out there, not bagging the vets out, but they always say to wait till your dog is fully vaccinated before you start taking them to certain places, obviously where there's other dogs around and stuff like that.
Well, what that leads to is fucking missed socialization period.
We'll talk about that.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, I know a lot of people really, I think a little bit too far into that from my experience, and especially a lot of people that we have worked with. They haven't taken their dogs out in those crucial times. Like as soon as you get a dog, like exactly like we're doing right now, at the 8 weeks sort of mark, where they'll keep their dog till they're like 16 weeks old or something like that when their last injection, and then they haven't done any environmentals with their dog, so they start taking their dog out and their dog starts freaking out with everything. Just little things that we take for granted, like a bus driving past or a bicycle or a skateboard or things like that.
He's terrified of all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And was he kept at home until he had...
Yes, he was, under advice of the vet.
So obviously, you know, it's up to owner discretion, and we're not taking him to places like dog parks and where there's heaps of unvaccinated dogs going. This is a place where disinfected, only vaccinated dogs, and obviously Emma is happy with that. So
Yep.
It's all good in the hood.
So as soon as I got my dog when he was 8 weeks old, I was trying to take him everywhere I could go to desensitizing him to everything, just getting him environmentally sound with everything as well. Because if you don't, then it's going to be a little bit harder to work with in the future, and my dog is rock solid out no matter where I take him.
Better to do the work
and all because of these
after,
reasons. Exactly right. But you know, every vet they've got their own opinion on it as well, because I'm friends with a few vets as well. Again, there's nothing against them. Obviously we love these guys because they do so much great work looking after our canine friends and feline friends and everything. I'm going off my experience of getting my dogs out as early as you can to get them used to the real world, because it makes life a lot easier. What do you think, Sam?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah?
Can't do it soon enough.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's very crucial for them to just be out as early as they can be.
Exactly right. So
even with that litter that you guys were referring to before, what kind of work did you do around this age with them?
Okay, well, I'll give you one really good thing that we did. So as soon as we delivered these little puppies, obviously they got cleaned up, they went through that process. We had a little stereo, not too loud, playing war sounds, machine guns, helicopters, people talking, explosions, all that sort of stuff going on at a very, again, low level as they started to get older. And this would play 24/7.
Right.
24/7 around the clock. And I personally haven't seen any dogs that are so environmentally sound, like when explosions are going off or the boys are shooting guns or in helicopters or any of that sort of stuff, because we did that sort of stuff from such a young age.
Yes, sir.
So like I did with my dog Dude, as soon as I got him, I started crate training him. And up to you if you want to crate train your dog, but I know a lot of people say it's cruel to crate train your dog, but I always say it's cruel not to. 100%. And we can make another video about that.
We absolutely will be, because we made a reel and it got a bit of controversy, didn't it?
It did.
We had a few haters in the comments, but crock of
I mean, you're going to get haters with everything you do. You can't please everyone, especially in the dog world, dog people. When I got my dog at 8 weeks old, first thing I did, again, was started the crate training process and put a stereo next to him, playing fireworks, war sounds, again, explosives. And if your dog can be environmentally sound with that, he can be environmentally sound with anything. So that's one thing that I highly recommend if you do get a young dog like this, is just playing music or things like that. Just random sounds, getting the dog used to do that sort of stuff. Same thing for you? You did the same thing for your dog when you got it?
When I had a young Malinois that I developed and sold him onto a working role, but when he was young, environmental inoculation, all that sort of stuff. So it's super important.
Very important. Something that you take super for granted. Like even some of the dogs that we got from overseas, I remember taking them for a walk around the army base and walking them over a sand volleyball court. They'd never walked on sand before, so they're walking around like this. Again, something that we would take for granted.
Yeah,
it's
well,
just
if they're
sand.
not exposed, I guess they're not going to know.
They're not used
100%.
to that. Even like a simple thing like most people have in their house is stairs.
Yeah.
Or slippery floors.
Yes.
Yeah,
very
slippery
common.
floors.
Yes.
One of my first working dogs that I had was really bad with slippery floors when he was biting something, and he would generally come off the bite, and that's obviously not what we want. There's a few other things, but yeah, we ended up rehoming him to another area.
Yeah.
Good. But yeah, that's just a little bit of advice. Take it or leave it. It's totally up to you. But
Good to know,
it's
though.
definitely worked. Very well for all our dogs, your dogs, and dude. So cool. Right.
Put his little paws
Put his
in.
little harness on. Ex-military harness. It's a broken one. It's not rated anymore, so they just were going to chuck it out. So I grabbed it. Cool, Sam. So we're about to do some bite work with Dude. As we sort of talked about, he hasn't really done much of this sort of stuff. So what are you, as the decoy, going to be doing, or the helper?
Yes, the helper.
Are you going to be doing to help Dude out tonight?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we always do like a bit of a feel out of the dog. We put him on a bit of a toy, see how he bites, see how he grips, see what his mechanics are like, if he punches in, if he pulls, if he shakes, and read his language of how he handles stress and how he overcomes stress. So then when I apply a higher level of stress, I already know how he communicates to me and I can communicate effectively back to him. So what we'll probably do is click him up to a back tie. We'll do a little bit of agitation to bring him up in arousal levels. I'll look to put him on an inside pocket to start with. If he's comfortable there, we'll crack on. If he's not, I'll look to offer him somewhere a bit less confrontational on the outside of the arm, a tricep or a forearm, just to pull him onto the suit. Because he isn't a real killer like Will's spoken about. This is just a bit of fun.
He's just a dude.
Yeah, he's just a dude, right? So we don't need
Angel.
to take it super seriously.
No.
We don't need to do more than's necessary to have a bit of fun with him and give him a bit of an outlet and some fulfillment. So yeah, we'll happily do some of that stuff with him, look to put him out, put him back on maybe once or twice. Once he's happy with that, give him a break, maybe do it again after on.
Yes,
So yeah, we'll see how we
And
go.
how long do you usually keep him on the suit for, like a minute or two? Or
Yeah, I sort of read the dog once again, see his level of physical fatigue, his level of stress fatigue, see how his behaviour is and how comfortable he is in the pocket and on the bite, and then less is more in my experience. You don't need to flog a dead horse.
Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah.
Same with dog training. Small sessions.
Exactly. Small little sessions.
Hell yeah.
Outcomes. All right, we'll get him clipped up and we'll get him started. All right, so we've got him on the back tie. Sam's going to come over and go through what he just talked about with the toy, seeing how Dude's grip is, if he's biting in or not, how comfortable he is. He should be pretty comfortable with his toy because we do this pretty much every single day. And his grip's not too bad as well, and he does punch in pretty well as well. A little bit different on the white suit. So we'll hand over to Sam and he can have a chat of what he's about to do.
So already before we start, I'm just sort of gauging where Dude is and where his like limit is and how far he can come out.
Yep.
I sort of just slowly agitate him enough just to get his arousal levels, and I know that when I come in, how far I can step in and how I can help him absorb the impact. So all I want to do now is just going to give him permission to bite the toy, even though I'm in a suit. Once again, this isn't anything super serious, so he's allowed to bite the toy. Do a bit of pressure regulation with him, a bit of pressure on, pressure off. When I take the pressure off, I want to see like a nice punch in or some form of aggression through the toy. And then once with that, I'll reward him. I might even let him win the toy for a moment, get him to bring it back to me, re-engage the game again. Once again, it's not super serious. We're not going to anything too high level, so we'll see how we go.
Let's go.
So I'm bringing him up, making him uncomfortable, putting his feet up here, challenging his grip with the tension on the back tie here. I take the pressure off. Oh, big guy. Yeah, that's all right. Good man. I see some form of feedback or aggression. In this case, all he did was open his mouth and close it, so making him comfortable here. The important part is here is if for any reason he gives poor performance or he loses the toy, I'm going to like not let him bite it again.
And what's with the patting on the head?
Just making him more comfortable with getting close to me, having people touch him in the area. I want to make sure he's, you know, he's environmentally safe. Like his nerve is quite good in that aspect, so bring him up, make him uncomfortable. Here, short moments. Good. And then I give him a moment to then down regulate, play with the toy a little bit. Now when I come in to play with it again, he understands that I'm not here to hurt him. I'm not trying to actually do super serious work with him. We're just playing a bit of a game. Oh, good dog. And then I step away, take all the pressure off, let him do it. Constantly making sure I've got a nice straight line between me and the pole, making sure he's comfortable with me touching him, applying little bits of stress, maybe cover up his eyes a little bit, bring him down. Oh, big tough boy. Good man. And comfortable. One more of those. Steal it, really challenge his grip straight off the bat this time. Progressively harder, progressively harder. Good man. Watch him, yeah, good. Watch him try to fight for it. Good man. And that's the end of that one session just there.
Yeah, awesome. For the cheer squad over here. You should have seen when you put the harness on first off. He was like, yeah, he jumped off. So play with me.
So introducing him to the suit. It's a brand new suit. Hasn't had a lot of dogs bite it before. He also hasn't bitten a lot of suits, so just playing with it, showing him that it can't hurt him. Hand in his mouth. Now it's just like a big bite toy. So all I'm trying to do is just tell him that he's allowed to bite this piece of equipment. So then when I put it on, the mission is he's allowed to bite me.
Bree, give us a twirl. So you did a bit of flight work with Dan from Daphna.
Yep.
And you wore his suit.
Yes.
And there was Googe out on that one, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Who was it?
Again? It was one of his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one of his dogs that is now a corrections dog.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, that dog's now in corrections fighting bad people in jail.
And did you enjoy that experience?
It was awesome.
Yeah? Good to hype?
I loved it. My adrenaline went right up. It was very, very good. Harder
Definitely
than it
does.
was. So much harder than it looks.
There's a lot to it.
I give people credit to do it.
So I'm going to do is agitate him a little bit.
Is that just with your motion?
Yeah, just like sort of showing him the same picture he just did before. He prefers to bite the right arm, so I'm going to try to, like, we call it a teapot. He goes in like this, sort of aim the shoulder in for that bite picture.
Yep.
Good. I'm trying not to give him any command. I don't want to give him permission. He's already got permission to bite me from Will, so I want him to come in. Good. Let him bite me. I'm very conscious of my hand. And I'll try to apply some back pressure. So far the bite is a little bit chattery. He's still getting used to it. This is a big jump in his progression. So I'm not going to overwhelm him too much.
And is chattering when he's coming off? Or?
No, chattering's just you can see in his bite. He's not really sure how to bite as hard as he can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal the suit from him and start again. Apply that tension just like we did before. So I show him the big bite picture I want him to bite. I'm going to try to set it straight away. That's already a lot better. Yeah. Like offer it in, and tension again. Shoulder in, shoulder back. Shoulder in, shoulder back. And when he's comfortable, like he's there, his tail wags, puts his feet on me, more comfortable. Tension back. Challenge the thread. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not like trying to overtly stare at him, trying to do anything, just allow him to bite, allow him to be comfortable.
loves it.
A little bit more each time.
And you're aiming to get his like a full kind of bite, so
Yeah.
he's getting right to his back teeth.
Because I went still, he's also got a bit of a sore mouth, you see from the suit, so I won't put him back on now. What I'll do is I'll just go to the side, take the suit off, and I'll show him that I'm no longer a threat, and that game's over.
Good boy. Sick.
Yeah,
So how do you feel he went with that, being a dog that has never done a bite on a suit before?
yeah, he gave like very typical or expected behaviours.
Yeah.
So can't be unhappy with it. Once again, we're not expecting him to be a killer.
It's just for fun.
It is, definitely. And you see in the second iteration there, his tail wagged, his body language softened. He was enjoying the picture a bit more.
Yeah.
It just come to the point where it got a little bit boring for him, and that's where he let go on his own.
He loves that motion, loves to swing
definitely.
around.
So,
And as you can see, he's pretty gassed.
Yeah,
and he's
he
only done like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, a couple of
really.
minutes.
Probably total 4 minutes or something.
Yeah. Wait till he has, finishes his drink and have a look at him panting. His little smile. Here he goes. Dude.
Hey, duty. So he does have an aircon room to go into after this. So yeah, don't worry too much about his being too hot.
And he'll be swimming maybe in Bree's pool.
Yeah.
I'll chuck
Dude. Good boy.
Good boy, my man. Proud. Proud dad moment.
dad.
Yeah. Really good, buddy.
You're a bit hot.
You get another drink.
He's like, I need to go lie down.
you have him? Yeah.
Bit of a workout.
Big workout for him and me.
Look, they're best friends.
Check his teeth, make sure he's all good, he's happy.
How's his teeth?
Yeah, they're fine. Perfect. Better than mine. I need to go to his dentist.
Good job, dog. Good job.
Well, he did really well.
Yeah.
Really good little first session. Pretty much an intro, really.
Yeah.
He's done a tiny bit before, but once. But nothing as in depth as he did today, and obviously well explained from Sam.
Very well. Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know anything about bite training or the progression of it, we probably a little bit more than you generally would with a new dog.
Yeah, definitely.
But dude is a little bit older, and he has he's done a lot of toy bite work.
Yeah.
So he sort of gets the game. But starting from a young puppy. It's again a progression as well.
Yeah, you've kind of shaped that into him as a
shaping
puppy.
it. A lot of them just have it though, especially these guys. They just love using their mouth,
But
obviously.
that was like when Abra came out.
Yes, yeah, like Abra, yeah, she came out and she loved it straight away. As soon as she saw that toy, she wanted to bite it. And as soon as we let go, chucked it over there, she went and grabbed it. So same sort of thing. But generally when they're really young, like 8 weeks old or even less, you start to do a lot of rag work. Just getting him used to just biting and just holding on to things and doing things very lightly. Obviously got really small puppy teeth, very delicate, so you just need to make it make it very light for them and make it very fun for them as well. So just more encouraging that behaviour, even though those dogs, they just have it in them anyway. So
You're just kind of conditioning what you want from them.
yeah, exactly. So obviously, the older they get, then as the toys get bigger and they change the materials, get a little bit harder as they get older. Like the bite suit there is obviously pretty hard, and dude's never bitten one of those before, and it is brand new as well. So not the best grip, but not too bad as well.
Good for him to have something different other than his really soft little tug.
Yeah, exactly. Or his orange Kong, which he loves. That's probably his high value toy.
Yeah, big time.
I think anything, as long as I'm holding it, he doesn't really care, So, but obviously he likes playing with Sam as well.
Yeah.
So
New favourite person. Hi, Dad.
Best friends.
Yeah.
Best friends.
And now he's about to get pats on Pre.
Yeah, naturally a little cuddle slut.
Ruining my dog.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll take it.
But yeah, awesome little training session for dude. As you can see, he's really worn out. I love seeing him when he's worn out.
It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do for him.
It's very hard. Very hard. Cool. So, how'd you go today, Sam?
Yeah, really good.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good day.
How'd you enjoy the HQ?
HQ is awesome. It's a lot different in real life. It's a lot more detailed, and it's a lot more professional when you get here and you see the venue face to face rather than just photos and stuff online. So I recommend everyone get out here, see the place in person, because it's worth it. It's worth the trip.
$10 tours.
Yeah, I'm taking place. Yeah. Well, we've spent a bit of time trying to do it up, and it's there's only so many hours in a day, so we've been slowly just chipping away at it.
I mean, you've done pretty good. All those panels on the wall, they were all new.
I mean, there's so many more things that we want to do
Work in
with the
progress.
place and making it nice, but it all comes back to money and time. But yeah, man, it was good to see you again. It's been a while. When was the last time I saw you?
Yeah, it's been like at least a year and a half or something.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Been a good time.
Actually, you've never met Dude before.
No, first time meeting the dude.
And what do you think about Dude?
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he got his name, 'cause he's the dude.
He's one of the boys.
I just remember all the dogs at work all had hardcore badass names, where I didn't want that. I just wanted a dude, because he's a dude.
Yeah.
Home dog, but just loves to have a little bit of fun, and he's a pretty motivated little dog. Very lanky and lean.
Yeah, he is.
He's not as muscular and as thick as some of the working dogs that I've worked with, but he's perfect for what I want him for. So. He's a working dog for Master of Puppies, not a working. He's not a working
He's
dog.
a demo dog.
He's a demonstration dog, and honestly, he doesn't work that bloody hard either. So
Honestly, no. He gets up 5 minutes out of 2 hours.
he does like a couple of demonstrations, and then he's done for the day, and this is him for the rest of the day. And then he does his run around the dam and has a swim, and that's him.
A couple motorbike sessions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough at the top.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, good having Sam out here today. Lots of experience and knowledge, as you saw in the video.
Yeah, that was awesome. Just hearing that. Yeah.
Very well explained. Very informative for anyone that has never done that sort of work before. So awesome to have you out here.
Thanks for the invite.
And
next year or this year, you've got seminars
well,
coming.
I want to try and get him out later this year. Trying to do
so
some.
here at Master of Puppies HQ?
Here at Master of Puppies HQ, and we'll definitely film the couple of days that it'll be here.
Yeah.
Thinking probably like a obedience day will be one of the days with a bit of bite work in it, and then a bit of odor detection, so a bit of scent work as well.
Sick.
Just because I've got a lot of people that want to do all of those sort of things. So it'd be cool to have you up here.
Can't wait
for that.
Yeah, let's do it.
And get that going and see what happens. Might take it around Australia.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
And what was
on
the
the road.
Instagram for your company again?
Imperium Canine.
And you don't have a YouTube yet, but you will?
No, I don't have a YouTube
Up and
yet.
coming?
Yeah, maybe.
Who wants Sam to get a YouTube going? I know I do, definitely.
Yeah, I think
100%.
you've got good potential there, so
Yeah, thanks.
100%.
we'll send people your way and
Yeah, let him know. Let us know what you think of Sam in the comments. You like him or don't like him. We're happy with either.
oh, come on now.
All right. Well, thanks very much, man.
Thanks for having
You
me.
made a new friend here. Hey, mate. You made a new friend here, and he definitely had a lot of fun. So, and he got a lot out of it. So we.
Can't wait to come back.
Thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime.